Let me ask you something honest. How many times have you started learning something new? A new language, a new skill, or a new subject, and after a few weeks or maybe a few months, you quietly gave up and said to yourself, maybe I'm just not smart enough. If that sounds like you, then stay with me because what you are about to hear can completely change the way you look at learning. There is a young man named Scott Young who decided to do something that most people thought was impossible. Instead of spending 4 years and thousands of dollars studying computer science at MIT, he completed the entire 4-year curriculum by himself in only 12 months. And yes, he really did it. He called this method Ultralearning. In his book with the same name, he shares the principles that made it possible, not only for geniuses, but for ordinary people like you and me, who are ready to learn in a smarter way. So today, we are going to explore the most powerful lessons from the same book. And I promise you, by the end of this video, you will never think about learning the same way again. So, let's begin. The first lesson, and maybe the one people ignore the most, is this. Before you start learning anything, first learn how to learn it. Scott Young calls this Metalearning. Think of it as drawing a map before starting a journey. Most people open a book, watch videos, or join a course without asking the most important question, and that is, what is the best way to learn this skill? Imagine you want to learn a language for the next 6 months. Wouldn't it be smart to spend just 1 weekend learning how people successfully learn languages? Which method works best? Which skills matter the most? And which mistakes to avoid? That 1 weekend could save you months of hard work. The lesson is simple. Spend a little time learning. Spend a little time planning at the beginning, and it'll save you a lot of time later. Lesson second is directness. Now, let's talk about what I believe is the most important lesson in the whole book. It is called directness. Scott Young says something that is hard to hear. Most of us are hiding. We are hiding behind books. We are hiding behind YouTube videos. We keep buying course after course and we call it learning, when the truth is we are only avoiding the moment when we have to do the real thing. For example, if you want to speak English confidently, watching grammar videos is not enough. You have to open your mouth and speak. And if you want to become a writer, reading books about writing is not enough. You have to sit down and write. Directness means practicing the real skill in real situations as early as possible and as often as possible. There is no way around it. The real learning happens when you start doing. Number 3 is drill. The third lesson is about something most people try to avoid, working on their weakest points. When we practice, we usually choose the parts that we are already good at because they feel easy and make us feel confident. But real improvement always happens in the parts that feel hard. Scott Young says the best learners find exact skill that is holding them back and practice that one thing again and again until it becomes a strength. Remember, success does not come from practicing more hours. It comes from practicing the right things. Your biggest weakness is not holding you back. It is showing you where your greatest growth can happen. Here is something that might surprise you. Reading notes again and again is one of the worst ways to learn. Most of us have done this for years because we believed it worked. But Scott Young shares research that shows reading the same thing again and again only makes you feel like you know it. Your brain recognizes the words, so it thinks you have learned them even though you have not. Lesson number 4 is retrieval. A much better method is called retrieval. This means trying to remember the information without looking at your notes. Test yourself. Write down everything you can remember. Solve the problems from the beginning without any help. Every time you struggle to remember something, your brain builds a stronger memory. That struggle is not a sign of failure. It is a sign that real learning is taking place. Lesson number 5 is feedback. The fifth lesson is something many people find uncomfortable, but it is one of the fastest ways to improve. Ask for honest feedback, not the kind that only makes you feel good. Ask for the kind that tells you exactly what you're doing wrong and how you can do it better. Scott Young says that too much of praise can slow down your learning. When somebody only says, "Great job," your brain feels satisfied and stops looking for ways to improve. But when somebody tells you what needs to change, that is when you start growing fast. So stop looking for approval. Start looking for the truth. Put yourself in places where people have high standards, give honest feedback, and help you become better. Number 6 is intuition and experimentation. As we come to the last lesson, Scott Young shares 2 final ideas that bring everything together. The first is intuition. He talks about the famous Feynman Technique. If you cannot explain something in simple words, as if you're teaching a child, then you do not fully understand it yet. Real learning is not about using big words or memorizing difficult terms. It is about understanding an idea so well that it becomes a natural part of your thinking. The final lesson is experimentation. After you learn the basics, do not be afraid to try new ways of doing things. The greatest learners did not become great by copying everyone else. They tried new ways, they tried new ideas, they made mistakes, and they learned from those mistakes. They kept improving until they found a method that worked best for them. Your learning journey does not have to look like anyone else's. Before we end, I want you to remember this. The world is changing faster than ever, and the most important skill you can build today is the ability to learn fast, learn deeply, and learn by yourself. Ultra learning is not only for geniuses. It is a system. It is a set of simple principles that anyone can follow if they are serious about their growth. You do not need more time. You do not need more money. You do not need a degree. You only need a better way to learn. And now you have one. If this video helped you, please like it, share it with somebody who needs to hear it, and subscribe to the channel because many more life-changing videos are yet to come. I will see you in the next video. Till then, take care.